Hello buddy, today's day 52 of reading Bill Clinton My Life.
Someone want to go Milo?
No, I just brushed my teeth.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
My name is Tiến and this is my older brother True if you haven't met with us so far. And we're going to do rock, paper, scissors for who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
The document room.
Look fast, yeah?
The document room was our regular workspace. In the first year, I worked my half day. In the first year, I worked my half day in the afternoon from 1 to 5. Because the committee hearings and other businesses often ran beyond that, I often stayed after 5 o'clock and never begrudged it. I liked the people I worked with, and I liked what Senior Fulbright was doing. Senator Fulbright was doing with the committee. It was easy to fit the job into my daily schedule, partly because in junior year only 5 courses were required instead of 6, partly because some classes started as early as 7 a.m. Three of my requirements, U.S. history and diplomacy, modern foreign governments, and theory was practice.
Was the theory and practice, not theory was.
Theory and practice of communism.
No.
Wait, you tell me?
Communism.
That's what it said.
You said communism. It's communism.
Communism.
Not communism. Communism.
Yep. Complemented my new work. Scheduling was also easier because I didn't want to get for president of the class.
Yeah, you read those paragraphs and see you read my paragraph for me. Thank you. Now read the next one.
Wait, you ready?
The paragraph.
Wait.
The paragraph.
No, that means you have to
No,
read
you gotta read this
it.
now.
No,
You read my paragraph for me.
No, you have to read 2 now, since I didn't realize you have to read 2 now.
No.
Yeah.
This is the size of my paragraph.
I read 2 paragraphs and Chung's only gonna read 1.
Why?
He didn't realise this was the second paragraph.
Can you help me?
Yeah, so that means Chung has to do 2 paragraphs.
Who's now good listening? Then listening. That part. How is it? Goodbye.
No, I read 2 paragraphs when I was meant to read 1. Now Chung has to read 2 paragraphs.
What happened wrong? Why you don't do it?
Every day, I looked forward to the end of classes and the drive to Capitol Hill. It was easier to find parking then. And it was a fascinating time to be there. The vast majority that had carried Lyndon Johnson to his landslide victory in 1964 was beginning to unravel. In a few months, the Democrats would see the majorities in the House and Senate diminish in the 1966 midterm elections. As the country moved to the right in reaction to riots, social unrest, and the rise of inflation, and President Johnson escalated both domestic spending and our involvement in Vietnam. He claimed our country could afford both guns and butter, but the people were beginning to doubt it. In his first 2.5 years as president, Johnson had enjoyed the most stunning legislative success since FDR. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Acts of 1965, sweeping anti-poverty legislation, and Medicare and Medicaid, which at last guaranteed medical care for the poor and elderly.
Now more.
I have to read too.
Now,
I have to read too.
Now more and more.
Tien, I have to read
I
too.
want to read more.
No, too
It's
bad.
fun to read.
Too bad.
I like reading.
You're not reading now. Wait for your brother and then your neck.
Yeah, to finish this paragraph.
No,
Now
I have to read two paragraphs.
For your brother finish the one and your turn.
I have to read two.
Excuse me, let him finish till we finish that one.
Yeah,
And your
you
turn.
already
Come on,
finished. You already
baby.
finished.
Now, more and more,
You have come
the
in here.
the attention,
The big one here.
Oh, yeah.
the attention of the president, the Congress, and the country was turning to Vietnam. As the death toll mounted with no victory in sight, rising opposition to the war took many forms, from no victory in sight, from protests on campuses, to sermons from pulpits, from arguments in coffee shops to speeches on the floor of Congress. When I went to work for the Foreign Relations Committee, I didn't know enough about Vietnam to have a strong opinion. But I was so supportive of President Johnson that I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Still, it was clear that events were conspiring to undermine the magic moment of progress ushered in by his landslide election.
The country was dividing over more than Vietnam. The Watts riots in Los Angeles in 1965 and the rise of militant black activists.
Militant.
Huh?
Militant, not militant. 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 Yeah.
Militant black activists pushed their sympathizers to the left and their opponents to the right. The opponents to the war. Okay, the Voting Rights Act, of which LBJ was particularly
Can you say?
No, let me try.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to do
Yeah,
it well.
like to me, try to me.
Justifiably? No, that's not right. That's definitely not right. justifiably.
Okay,
No, no.
I'm going to pronounce 2 letters and I'll make it a lot easier.
Okay.
You see this I name? It's like Aya.
Just. So that I.
Yeah, I and A next to each other.
Okay, so. Wait, so how do you pronounce those 2 letters? Aya.
Yeah.
Justifiably.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the word?
Yeah, justifiably. Justifiably, come on, keep reading.
You know, just trying to figure out what that means in a second. Hey, what does it mean to him?
Justifiably.
You
I know what it means, but I don't know how to explain it.
just
What's
tell me
that?
the word
What?
that it means.
Just think of it as like
Justice.
Can you say
No.
Can you reading that one? And
Justifiable.
circle and you will understand what it
I
means.
just think of it as just. You say it like and just. And how do I say this?
You think you're writing something note on it? You need to find out later.
Just Google it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Justice.
Huh?
Just.
Don't write it on. And then
we'll just Google it later. I know what word it is.
Justify.
You know what,
Just. Justifiably proud. Proud. Had a similar effect, especially as it began to be enforced.
What?
What wrong? You buy your
What
clip?
happened?
No, from birds.
No, I didn't.
No, do not.
I heard a bird when it snowed.
I didn't burp.
Do you not play? Can you reading some water then? Need some water.
I just brushed my teeth.
Did you need some water? Sugar, green sugar there.
Yeah, I used mouthwash. I can't. Yeah, I can't drink anything for the next half an hour. Go, keep going.
I know, I'm finding my spot.
Yeah, we spent 2 minutes trying to pronounce justifiably. Go, keep right here.
I'm looking for it. Okay, there. Johnson was an uncomfortably.
Uncommonly.
Let me try.
You're about to pronounce the next word.
Don't.
Come on, keep going.
Give me patience.
Don't be patient.
Uncommonly sweat. No, that's definitely wrong. Sweat. Okay, yeah, turn how they say.
Shrewd.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, Tim, how about you should make a rule. If you can't pronounce something within 10 seconds,
No.
I say for you, since you take 2 minutes to try to pronounce a word and
No,
takes forever, and that means we can't read. No, but listen. But listen, that means we can't read as much in the time.
That's right.
Okay? I'll give you 10 seconds to try to pronounce a word. If you can't pronounce it within that time, I'll pronounce it for you. Now,
Okay.
keep going.
Listen to Trung Nghi Tiến. Đi cái Trung Nghi mọi speed là what you want, baby. How to label. You want to learn.
Tien, stop spending more time arguing.
Okay, how can you do it? Okay, have Trung Nghi Tiến go back there. Go.
Politician.
Politician, yes.
He said when he signed the voting rights legislation. I know this word. I know this word. That's what I know this word. I know this word.
Trung no argue. No argue.
Keep going.
Legislation.
Yes.
See, I told you I knew
Keep reading.
it. Legislation that he had just killed the Democrat Party in the South.
Democratic. He was reading past it Democratic.
Yeah, democratic party
Tien.
in the South for a generation.
Say it properly, mate. Come on.
Yeah,
Tien.
generation.
Use your normal voice. Stop trying to use an accent. Say it properly.
I'm not using an accent.
Stop saying it in a silly voice. Just say it normally.
Generation.
It's okay.
Don't start telling me that. Push pressure. Generation. In fact, the so-called solid South of the Democrats have been far from solid for a long time. The conservative, is that correct?
Yeah.
The conservative Democrats had been falling away since 1948, when they recoiled Hubert Humphrey's barn. Is that correct?
Nope. Now it's been 10 seconds. It's been 10 seconds. It's been 5 minutes. You're still in the same paragraph.
Could have been finding a little tricky word.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes.
Okay, read now. Keep going. The hard work. I can see a lot of hard work.
It's very easy.
Look at all the hard words here.
These are all very easy words.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Now we're reading. Continue. Go.
Hubert Humphrey. No, Humphrey. So,
Yeah, it's been 10 seconds. I'm gonna say
there's
it.
many ways to pronounce this.
Humphreys.
Come on.
Mate, if you don't figure out it was in 10 seconds, it's gonna take you forever to be on one word.
That's right. And for
It's been
If it takes me more than 20 seconds.
It's been
Let's
7 minutes
figure
on
it
the
out.
same paragraph. It's been 7 minutes
Multiple paragraphs, actually.
on this paragraph for 7
It
minutes.
takes too long that you
Can you
cannot
see it?
finish a chart.
Okay,
Burning civil rights.
it's got the word barn.
I said that earlier.
Now read that, Tiến.
Burning civil rights.
These are both the same word.
Come on. Come on.
Barn burning.
Yeah. Right.
Barn burning.
Yeah.
Which one?
Civil rights speech at the Democratic Convention and Strom Thurmond.
Strom,
Huh?
not Strom. Strom.
Thurmond bolted the party to run for president as a Wait, I almost have it, Chum. Stop counting. I almost have it. Dixiecrat.
20 seconds, I'm going to pronounce it. Dixiecrat.
That's what I was saying.
Wait, you're saying Dixiecrat.
I was saying Dixie, and then I was just making sure it's correct.
So keep reading. You already made the rule. 10 seconds, okay?
Can
That's
it be
plenty-
20 seconds?
That's plenty of time. Else it's going to
10
take.
seconds.
Else it's going to take too long. Stop arguing. Keep reading.
In 1960, Johnson helped Kennedy hold enough southern states to win.
States. Not
Southern states to win but Kennedy commitment to enforcing court ordered interrogation of
Interrogation. Not interrogation.
interrogation.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, interrogation. Yeah.
Interrogation of Southern public schools and universities drove more conservative whites into the Republican fold. In 1964, while losing in a landslide, Goldwater carried five southern states.
Carried.
Carried. Okay. Do you want to finish that so I can get here?
No.
No, we can't
It's been
afford the
21 minutes.
No, one more.
Can't afford the
One
page.
more. Jungi, finish
Yeah.
one more. Finish it. Good one. Go.
However, in 1966, a lot of whites segregationists were still Southern Democrats. People like Orville Faubus and Jim Johnson and Governor George Wallace of Alabama, and the Senate was full of them. Grand characters like Richard Russell and Georgia and John Stennis of Mississippi, and some others who had no grandeur at all, just power. But President Johnson was right about the impact of Voting Rights Act and the other civil rights efforts. By 1968, Richard Nixon and George Wallace, running for president as an independent, would both outpoll Humphrey in the South. And since then, the only Democrats to win the White House were two Southerners, Jimmy Carter and I. We won enough Southern states to get in, with huge black support and few more white voters than a non-Southerner could have gotten. The Reagan years solidified the hold of the Republican Party on white conservative Southerners, and the Republicans made them feel welcome.
Well done, right? I like it.
Yeah, that's
The
gonna
more I
be
read, the
all.
more interesting the book. I read book more and very nice.
Yep, that's gonna be all for today, and we'll see you guys
See ya.
tomorrow.
Morning.
Bye.
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 Bye.